we did it. As I hung from the gallows, and as I felt the life the Lord gave me fade from my farm, I thought about the day of freedom, where the word black didn't mean bondage, where my life was deemed just as valuable as those of the whites who died in the Christmas fires of 1831. I once knew nothing but the life of a slave. But through religion, my own understanding of religion then, a life beyond subservience began to take form. Can you imagine it? Going numb to being owned. The idea of being so relaxed with your children being the property of men and their whims, whether to be sold or left for dead. How can man to man be so unjust? I've seen young boys whose natural instincts are designed to one day protect and provide break, as they were forced to watch their mothers being beaten to death's door with long, thick leather whips. The sharp snap of the whip's recoil rings in their ears till death itself do they part. Young mulattoes, scorned and mistreated by wives of the household for being victims of unwanted attention from masters. These same young women being held down by their master's hand in dark rooms where her screams and cries were swallowed whole by the shock of foreign pain. What do you know of the pains of slavery? Nothing, I hope. I feel immense joy as a man who was once a father to see children belonging solely to their parents. A man is never the master of his destiny, but an active player in his fate. This Jamaica that I look upon is something entirely different. It is a place that fosters freedom and fruitful opportunities for those who will take it. Men and women have ventured into diverse paths, beyond that of housekeepers, gardeners, field workers. They have become doctors, lawyers, scientists. A wellspring of paths have opened in a number of directions. Jamaica has become a nation of people who are excelling with tremendous speed. The freedom afforded has been in turn used for something greater than what we were afforded. When we started the rebellion, we set out with a plan. The plan was to have a peaceful divide from the farmers. Many died. It started off with a surge of dominance, feeling as if we had finally taken hold of a situation. But things were not as it seemed. There was much more lying under the surface, much more than what met the eye. That is how I see Jamaica today. A number of you have taken hold of opportunities, some with very little, others with an abundance, and you have charted a course like none I have seen from hardened men. Others, however, are lost sheep that have lost sight of the shepherd. It is important to know what you truly want, to understand the difference between what it is you want and what it is that is a result of what you desire. People rarely want money and power, I've seen. The plantation owners never wanted those. They wanted to feel important. They wanted to provide for their families. They wanted to be secure themselves. But what was beyond my understanding was shown to me by the Lord, and to which I will say to you, men and women are not innately bad or innately good. At the end of the day, we all want the same thing. But how we choose to get it is what divides us. Those who are willing to pillage and plunder, take from others without concern for life or love, in order to protect their own, will never be truly happy. Neither will they be secure in what they have. This is not the way you treat your brothers and sisters in the Lord. This is not the way you would want to be treated. A mind rotten by guilt is never content nor dwells with peace. The masters had freedom, and rather than choosing for themselves, they allowed their history to chart their course. And I say this to you, are you a product of your past, or are you a product of your present with your past in tow? A man can never separate himself from what was. I was a slave. I lived as a slave, and so had my love. But I had refused the same for my child. I chose not to let my past affect my future decisions. You do not have to use your freedom to continue on a path that is being given to you. Because if that is the case, you are truly no better than a slave. As a man who strived for better for my people in the past, I do so even in death. I strive to have you truly sit with yourself and think of the life you want to lead rather than what you aspire to get from that life. The journey builds character, and that character retains your humanity when you have ascended beyond your past. Romans 5 verse 4. And endurance builds character, which gives us a hope that will never disappoint us. It seems my time is up. They're calling back for me, so I must go. But I leave my spirit to guide you. I leave my legacy to remind you that hope is not lost, not as long as you choose to fight.